Welcome to the Moral Compass channel. I'm glad to have you again here with me in today's monthly overview of the energy for June 2022. Um, Friendly reminder that my mission here is to bring you the wisdom of Ifa and the Ascended Masters, the AKA the ancestors, in order for you to make the right tweaks to your mindset and habits for effortless growth in your life and to flourish. So, for the month of June, we have Owen Rinmeri on the mat. And with this, Owen Rinmeri sits in the west. So, let's first go over. I have my notes here with me. Let's go over the cardinal point of the West here. Okay? The West is Osiopon and Onamunu, a direct path. The element of the West is water. Okay, so when we speak about this cardinal point, it talks and speaks about the matters outside of the home, our neighbors, death, whether metaphorically or physically. It speaks of nighttime, mystery, and dreams, the gateway to the unknown, and completion of a situation or a goal. When we see someone's consciousness in the West, we know that it's time to complete something that you've been putting off. So this month of June, that's the main overarching theme. Whether it is ending unhealthy work situation or an unhealthy relationship, these things kind of that you've been putting off, the universe is saying, okay, now it's time to face them and deal with them. Lucy Progreso, ancestors saying for the month of June to look out for power struggles between relationship dynamic, whether that is work, friendship, intimate relationships, and try to resolve those situations or just walk away and end them um, when we get to those situations. Okay. Um, Talking and speaking more about the West, it speaks of power and strength generate in the West, determination and development. This is the opportune time to go within yourself for guidance, where the energy is calmer and your level of tension sets like the sun. Meaning, when we go within and we calm down and we do what we call in Haiti an autocritique, meaning a self analysis, Lucy Progreso, because I couldn't find the word. Excuse me. Here is where our stresses and worries about the world tends to fade if we give ourselves enough time um, to really find our center and to find our balance. That way we can hear ourselves, we hear our guides, we hear our ancestors for some of the answers that we need. And sometimes, Lucy Progreso, when your way is not clear, if I advises to look for nature for answers, and also when you can't understand or can't figure out um, what's your next step, Ifa advises the best thing to do is to do the next best logical thing until the road has been made clear or until the next step has been made clear for you. With the West, it's about accepting who we are. And if we don't like who we are or who we've become, then you must change it. Okay? The West deals with our personal motives, your inner world, your emotional state, meaning your happiness, your sadness, your disappointments, and fears. Are you satisfied? Are you dissatisfied? Are you in love? Are you not? And it also deals with your responses, your reactions, and feelings to um, outside situations and people. It also deals with inertia, meaning doing nothing to remain unchanged because you are the common denominator in each and every situation. The West also deals with your personal motives, your inner world, as I said before, and what is hidden. What seems to be a mystery to you. So in the West, we have the Odus of Oyekumei, Owanrinmei, Osamei, and Iretemei. All those mighty Odus in the West. So what does this mean? This means for the month of June, as you sit in the West, it's time to look at yourself. It's time to stop sweeping things that make you feel uncomfortable under the rug. It's time to stop Lucy Progreso. It's time to stop the back and forth, the power struggles, whether they're covert or overt, and to really put an end to that situation and to come to a conclusion whether you agree to disagree. Okay, with this month of June, get the process rolling. Things that you've been pushed aside, or Lucy Progreso. Some of your ancestors are saying that you feel pushed aside, that you feel disregarded. But when they need something, then they're all nice. These are the people we need to completely cut off or distance ourselves and emotionally detach from them. So with the West, it's all about ending things that no longer serve us. Also, ending holding on to destructive energies and emotions. What does that mean? With Oonun Mehi, you can't let go of the past. And a big theme of Oonun Mehi is forgiveness. Not only forgiving the person, but forgiving yourself. Not in being sarcastic. For example, when a person may say, "Oh, I blame myself for dealing with you. I blame myself for having you in my life." What was the lesson? Because if I advise this, if you learn the lesson, then it's not a mistake. You've evolved. You've become wiser. You've become stronger. Yeah, it might hurt. Not every experience is here to be butterflies and fairies and unicorns and everything nice. Some of them will hurt. Just like in school, we have exams that are hard, and then we have exams that we fly by. So not every exam, not every experience is going to be pleasant. Lucy Progreso. So with the West, that energy of the West, the Holy Mothers in the West, it's time to bring an end to the negative emotions, to what we've been holding on to, the resentments, excuse me, the possible envy. I'm getting over a cold, Lucy Progreso. The anger, the back and forth, the why you always doing this, why you always doing that, type of thing, and really take stock in the past to gain wisdom to move forward. Because we're honoring Meji, Ifa Mehi, not Meji because of the J. We're honoring Mehi. Ifa is saying you keep looking back to the past. Yes, you're trying to find your rhythm. You keep looking at the darkness to find the light, but the light that you're searching for is in front of you. It's in the present and in the near future, not in your past. You just look back at your past for an instant to gain that wisdom. So, for the month of June, we want to take stock of what worked, what didn't work, what relationship that we really have to put it into, what type of situations or people that we really have to distance ourselves and not play that yo-yo type of thing. You Lucy Progreso, up and down, and this person one moment they're happy, the next moment they're booty, and they're projecting this onto you. It's all about moving on and not allowing people to make you think, speak, or act the way that you did in the past, because we're trying to evolve. We're trying to become Lucy Progreso, more mature. We want our life to run more smoothly, because people can bring Osogbo or EB into your life, obstacles and delays, just from bringing you out of whack. Okay, so we have to be mindful of that. So, with the energy of the West this month of June, we want to bring complete endings to these negative emotions. When you hold on to negative emotions, you manifest situations that trigger that emotions, that will Lucy Progreso, that will evoke that sense of emotion, either through the same people or the same energy through different bodies, manifesting with different bodies. So we don't want that. So we want to make radical changes to how we approach situations, to how we deal with situations, to how we perceive situations, in order to bring our stress levels down, excuse me, We got several languages battling against each other within me. That's okay. That's okay. We gonna keep it moving. To bring our stress levels down. And how do we do that? We do that by going outside the box, by doing things that we wouldn't normally do, by approaching past situations or ongoing situations, because we got to still keep in mind that we're in the energy of specifically Owen Mei this month of June, and we have Irosun in the east. So Ifa is saying there's a person that's eating at you, that's causing you stress, that's getting on your nerve, that is still in your immediate environment. Whether that is your house, whether that is your work, but they're still in your environment and it's causing you frustration. So what connects these two odus is your maturity. So we have to approach this situation differently, and that's gonna cause for you, Lucy Progreso, to get a handle on the situation, to take your so-called power back. Okay, because you have to be the bigger person in a sense. You have to learn tolerance, especially if there's a living situation with this person, and to judge the situation but not condemn that person, because it may be the very experience that you need to move on in your evolution as a soul and as a person. So once this situation comes, should so happen to reappear again in the future, you know how to handle it, you know how to navigate that situation better. Okay, and also we want to be listening to our inner guides. We want to be listening to our inner compass, to our womb. If you watch my year of 2022, remember that is the year of four, the year of Idi May. So it speaks about the womb. That's your compass. That's where your Ibodu is. That's your temple. That's your universe and what you're creating. So with Eros on Lucy Progreso, Eros Mehi also speaks about your menstrual cycle. So when you shed that old blood, we're renewing, we're rebuilding, and recreating a different world for yourself. Okay? So with Irete being kind of last Odu in the West, it speaks about the crusher, the crusher, the crusher. You don't want your circumstances in life or people bringing pressure to you, bringing stress into your life. So in some circumstances, in some situations, we have to be realistic and learn how to be diplomatic. Okay? So with Owen Mehi, it's about the past, a past situation or person resurfacing in your life, and it is your maturity that's going to serve as your protection. Excuse me. It's about having a different type of mindset, going about things in a different manner. When I look at the square with Owen Mehi, again, we have Irosum. Things are not flowing as smoothly. Some of you in the work and home field and with your personal goals and achievements may feel like things are not going so smoothly. Forgive me for a minute. Can you close that door for me, please? Thank you. Things are not flowing so smoothly. And Ifa is saying that you need to put in more effort. More effort is required in order to achieve your success, and not to put too much expectations on people, because Ifa always says that you should always have in the back of your mind that a person can change at any moment, and you shouldn't be surprised about that, because human beings are the most difficult thing to understand or manage. Ifa says that, not me. This is the wisdom of Ifa that he left for the world. Okay? Or she, because Ifa is actually the feminine aspect. And it is Orumila, who serves as a prophet to make the wisdom of Ifa palatable. I heard my ancestors say it, so for me spitting it out, it may be a little different. For us to understand and easier to digest as we learn and grow. Okay, so each of us may not, again, experience these odus at the same level or at the same intensity, but the energy remains the same. So we want to adjust our mindset, have a better mindset, because the old way of thinking and doing things is clearly not working. And we need to approach the situation differently, or that person differently this time around. Because if I says irritating people, stressful people can kill you. So we have to be careful and mindful about that. We don't want to get into arguing matches with anyone. To the north of this square with Onin Mehi, we have Obara Mehi, and that's the resting and hovering one. So we don't want to be procrastinating. We don't want to be dragging our feet. And we also don't want to be a victim of our own violent thoughts. Ifa teaches the principle of no one is coming to save you. Lucy Pogre. So Master Jesus says, haven't I told you that ye are gods? Yes, you do not create universe in a macro sense, Lucy Progreso, but in a micro sense, you created your own universe, your own world, which is your life. And Echu always says you should have gone with your first mind. You should understand your world. When you don't understand your own life, your own world, and how God speaks to you, you're going to think God is funny. You've created your own devil. You've created your own Satan, because in Ifa there is no devil. You've created your own oppositions by not making the right choices, or not understanding and learning from your past mistakes. Because Baba Idiobe says not to learn from your mistakes is a mistake. Okay? Not to learn from your past is a mistake. So this is the opportune time to go within, to be more mature with people, put up better boundaries, finally calling it quits with unhealthy situation, finally calling quits with emotions that you've been holding on to, and moving on in a better foot. So we don't want to be procrastinating. We don't want to be a victim of our own violent thoughts. We don't want to have that paranoia. We don't want to do that. We want to set attainable goals. We want to utilize the resources we have before us to make things happen. So use what you have to get to where you want to be, or to get what you want in life. In the south of the square, we have Okoran Mehi, the beaters of sticks of mat. Whenever I hear that, that's like the ancestors saying, hey, we trying to give you the wake-up call here. We don't want to get in, you don't want Lucy Pogreso, you don't want your emotions to get the best of you, where you get in situations where you didn't have all the information. You didn't do the proper researches before you got into a situation, because you're running from one situation, which is your past. You're trying to break free because you're thinking you're in this repeatable cycle, and you're trying to break free. So we don't want to get in situations where we're more stuck, or we regret it later. Okay? We want to get committed, but we have to do that with a cool head. We have to do that by making the proper decisions, and that's being calm, and that's seeing the situation objectively. With Okaran Mehi, we want to make head over heart decisions. We want our head and our heart to be aligned. We don't want our Ori to be out of alignment with ourselves, our higher selves, our mind. Because with Orin Mehi, with Orin Mehi, our Ori is scattered. So your thoughts are all over the place, your Ori is out of alignment, and you're creating this scatteredness with these emotions, with this keep living in the past. How does one keep living in the past? By reliving it, by refilling those same emotions. If we see a similar situation pop up, the emotions still feel so real. So we need to heal from the abandonment, the trust, the insecurities, and the control issues in order to move forward in the month of June. Okay? So I hope this helped. I hope you have a bright June. It's hot here in the Sunshine State. Yeah, state. It's hot here. It's very hot. I'm just going to share that with you. So I hope you keep cool, and we will make it through whatever hoopla is going on in the world. We will pray. Yes, we will speak to our Ori, to our head. to make the right choices and for our feet to be guided in the right directions. So, Iboru, Iboya, Ibocheche, my loves, please stay blessed. And again, I will see you in the next video.